I'm Charmaine. I'm a 25th generation Romany Gypsy woman, and I am in love with my culture. I was brought up by mother and father that told us to celebrate who we are, never hide your light underneath the bushel, and suffered really terrible racism. But I inherently want to change people's perceptions and opinions. So the Romany people, as a people, we all left India, northern India, over 1,000 years ago, and we all went on different migration paths. The Sinti going into Germany, the Manouche going to France, and our people, the migration path of the Romany child, the British Romany Gypsy, was from India through the Middle East into Persia, into Egypt, and then into the United Kingdom. We were often called the Little Egyptians, and then that changed from Egyptians to Gypsies. When you ask people, what is a Romany Gypsy, or what is a Romany child, people will look at you quite vacantly, and they'll say, are you a traveller? Are you Roma? We're neither of those. We're British Romany people.
That sounds fun. I am going to ask you more about it, but what was that to your family?
So Sound Common was our home for my mother, for my grandmother, for my great-grandmother. That place, and I always say it, and my mum always smiles. When you go on Sound, if you listen close enough, you can hear our ancestors. It was there. It's everything that is there. It makes my mother come alive. It's sacred to us. We call them action towns. Our stopping places are sacred to us, sacred to our ancestors, and it makes me mum sad because that's where she was born. And then for councils to sit and take that away from them and put up barriers and barricades to stop us from going there. Those places are sacred to us. People were born there, people died there, caravans were burnt there when people died. When those things are taken away from us, again, it's assimilating us. It's taking part of what is inherently ours.
Oh, Chrissy boy.
Yeah.
Now this is on my mummy's side.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Old
was on my
Lander.
dad's side.
Yeah. Who's that? Great Granny who? That's it. Clever girl.
Yeah. Mrs. Wilkinson's shop.
And that was on the common.
That's on the common. On Town Common it was freedom. The meals was cooked outside. We had cooking pans, pots, pans, whatever. We all ate outside. It was never ever inside the trailers or the wagons, what they called it. But no, it was freedom. To me, bricks and mortar is nothing. I am a Romany. I'm nothing else, I'm a Romany. I know years ago that they used to come up with some awful things, but no, I am a Romany.
So I'm Sarah Petrolengro, I'm Romany Gypsy. I'm a fortune teller, which has run through generations. My mother does it, my granny's on both sides, so my dad's side and my mother's side, so we've got it all the way through our family. For me, family is absolutely everything, and the fact that we can trace back generations and generations and we all are doing the same thing as in fortune telling, I think that's something really, really different. Not many people has got the heritage that I have, and that's something I'm really, really proud of. A lot of the reactions are the same. Oh, you're not like the other gypsies here. And I'm like, yeah, I am. The ones that you see on television, they're not like us.
No, I would never hide who I am. I'm proud of who I am. So my great-great-granny, Freedom Smith, was painted by Dame Laura Knight. They lived in Ivor, and then Lilo Loveridge, which is Freedom's mother-in-law, invited Dame Laura Knight to then come back to the camp, which was in Ivor, which is not far from where I actually live now, to paint their sort of everyday life, I think it was. And I would like to pick myself up and put myself in one of them paintings and live the way that they did, because it looks amazing. So I think her name actually resonates, doesn't it? You know, it is the freedom of and living the land, you know, because that is actually what we're meant to be doing.
It's been very good looking through and using DNA as a tool to see the full migration trail, which then, as coming from Romany heritage, makes you feel proud that your people have survived and gone through all that persecution of coming through all Europe, India, Asian countries, and then across into Europe, and then obviously nowadays the modern Romany person in England. I think that like the modern day people need to fight to get us culture back.
In his living years, my dad did massive works within Europe for our cousin tribes there, for the Roma people. And after the fall of the Iron Curtain, my dad went over there with other gypsy men from Yorkshire and did massive humanitarian works, and he did that for the majority of his life. He also did it here in the UK, and when my daddy passed away, I wanted to carry on that work because it couldn't have died with him. And Pride of Romany is the living embodiment of my daddy and of our people, to fight for the rights of British Romany people as Romany people. It can break you. Our children go into a system of school where they don't see any positive role models. They don't see themselves in anybody or anything that is around them. I want our children to be proud of who they are, and I will fight till the end of my days. We have to do it. If not now, then when? Over the hundreds of years the Romany have been in Great Britain, our voices have been silenced. We have faced assimilation threats in the 1970s along with the Egyptian Act. And our culture is at risk of dying because of non-Romany academics telling us about our culture and what's acceptable. It's time that our people stand up and speak for ourselves, because we are the caretakers of our ancestors' legacy and history as British Romany Child people.